Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video I'm going to highlight 5 projects I will not be investing in. Now I think this is really important. We're getting to the real bottom of the market now, and we're really close. Obviously, we called the fact that we thought that pump was a fake out. It was a trap. We highlighted it early to you guys that we expected further downside. We got that. It's all happened now, even happening as I was finishing up my recordings last night. But what I am going to tell you now is I still think there's some more downside, not too much, but a little bit more. And really now is about doing your research. It's about looking at the projects, looking for utility, looking at use case, looking at the team and the technology and various other metrics that we should be really focused on. But I'm going to try to lend a helping hand by highlighting 5 projects I will not be going near. I just don't think they're going to survive. 99% of the crypto projects out there will fail in a bear market. So we've got to navigate this space carefully, but it is different. But this is, personally my bread and butter. We've made an awful lot of money from the previous bear cycle, and I'm looking to do the same in this one. So if you enjoy this sort of content, mash up that like button. It really does support the channel. It helps push out the content to like-minded individuals, and we really do appreciate it. And if you haven't already, not sure why, but hit that subscribe button, tap in that bell, making sure that you never miss an update. We do a lot of content here, and we're focused on our community doing really well in this space. So don't miss a video. There's no need. And jump in our Discord. Link is in the description of the video. If you want to have more meaningful conversations with us, do it there. And we would love to see you all there. It's free to join. So let's get down to the desktop and let's have a look at everything that I've got to detail out to you today. Okay, so we're going to start at coin market cap, and we're now down 7.42% to $1.66 trillion. So that's a big drop, right? Bitcoin is down at 36,341.88, down 7.89% for the last 24 hours. Now, it hasn't dropped as low as we were expecting. We were expecting to get down to about the 34, 35. Now, we've pretty much confirmed 35. Where we got it here, let's just go back over the 7 days. We got down to, where are we here? We got down to, if I can get there we go, 35,871.76. So, that might be the low, but, Nick and myself have been calling out $34,000. So just be aware that, there is potential for further downside. However, with all of that said, these are the times that Nick and myself believe we should be dollar cost averaging into the market, and you will see us be doing that if you're one of our Patreon members. We log all our buys, our sells, our staking movements, everything, so you're kept up to date. So do check that out, link in the description if that is of interest. But ultimately, this is a market where I'm not too concerned about buying at resistance and stuff like that. These prices, when I look back in 5 years, are going to just look laughable, right? They're so cheap, in my humble opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. This should be treated as educational purposes only, so just make sure you do your own research. There is no substitute. There's terrible influencers out there shilling shit coins, telling you not to buy all the time, but ultimately, it's about actually having you got to have a position if you're going to want to make money. To be really quite frank. But let's have a look at these 5 projects that I'm going to call out that I think won't be around for the long term, right? So the first one that I want to call out, and again, I've talked about this numerous occasions, lots of red flags with this one, in my humble opinion. Again, this is just my opinion. These projects may go on to be successful, but I just can't see it. Now, this is ADAX. It's a DEX that's going to be, or is, on Cardano. It came out and they were very much like they're the first, they're the best. They're the terminology that was used was Cardano, IOHK was, behind them, and all this sort of stuff. But, I had concerns with the team and connections and who they were linked with, and ultimately the things that I haven't liked is just, you know, the communications back and forth. I thought the team or the individual within the team, the CMO, you know, was a bit, you know, not receptive, I guess is the politest way I can put it, to my questioning, and very defensive. And ultimately, you know, I'm just really put off by some of the tactics that have been installed by this team that I've seen firsthand. But ultimately, lots of red flags with this one from the very start. And actually, you know, when you take a look at Cardano, you know, and the total value locked, which is down almost 10% today, you will see that ADAX total locked value is just a measly $6,648. You know, in comparison to some of these that are well over $1 million, right? And you know, these sorts of numbers really do concern me. Ultimately, I'm never going to be investing in ADAX, and you know, personally, you know, it's just one that is not for me, and I'm always going to say it as I see it. We always call out projects that we think are going to do really well. I think, you know, it's really, you know, good to point out the projects that we also feel won't do well. And you know, this video might get an awful lot of backlash, but it is just my opinion, and I'm just basing it on my interactions and what I've seen in the space. So if we have a look here, it's down 10.67% now. You know, that's in line with the market. It's not over the top. It's currently ranked 3,525th by market cap, and you know, look at the market cap; it's less than 6 million, right? It's tiny. Now, lots of people will spin that and say, you know, that's fantastic, there's lots of upside potential. There is, but you know, I just think the competition is just far too strong for this project, and ultimately I don't think that it's going to do particularly well. Just my opinion. Doesn't mean that that's actually going to come to fruition, but I am just going to say it as I see it. So I will not be investing in ADAX. The next one is REEF Finance. Again, a project that, you know, for me has been plagued with lots of questions. The team just hasn't really performed, and I think the signs were there quite early on. This is a project Nick and myself invested in. We asked, you know, we saw some red flags. We asked the team some questions. They weren't receptive, so we decided to sell at a loss. Now, I'm glad. I think that was, you know, a non-emotional decision. But ultimately, this is a project that I am just going to stay well clear of. I mean, the team just hasn't, you know, done what I'd expect. I mean, after we sold a few days later, they had an $80 million gone wrong with Alameda Research Refinance. Basically did not do paperwork and did not get this particular company to basically vest, and they dumped on the market. So they dumped on anyone that was invested in REEF. And to be quite frank, I don't think the team really gave a damn. And you know, the question that I ask myself is, was it done deliberately? And that is not something that we're ever going to be able to answer, and it is pure speculation, right? So for me, it's a project that, you know, that I don't think the team has really sort of shone brightly. We went and asked them questions. They weren't interested in answering any of them. So we decided to not invest anymore. We, you know, sell at a loss, and we moved into Anchor, and Anchor performed very, very well. Now, if we have a look at REEF Finance, now, you know, I guess if we go, you know, all time, you know, it's really just not performed. You know, it's basically at its all-time low. And ultimately, I think this has further downside to come, right? Currently ranked 298th by market cap, currently priced at 0.006787, down 8.87%. Again, I just don't think this is a project for me, one that I will not be investing in. And, you know, really interested to get your views and opinions. I know that there are lots of people invested in these projects. That's fine, but these projects just aren't for me. Moving on, and we've got TRON, again, a project that I just do not believe will be here in 5 years' time. I see them doing the same as what everyone else is doing. Personally, I think it's old tech, and I don't think that it's actually going to perform. as well as some of the other projects in the space. Currently 19th by market cap in the top 20. I don't think it'll be there in a year's time. 0.08008, down 5.9% at the time of recording. Again, just not one for me. Next one is Litecoin. Again, a project that's older than many that we've talked about so far, but ultimately I just don't think this project is going to do well right now. I'm not suggesting that it's going to fail completely, but I just don't think that it's going to be one of those projects that you're going to make an awful lot of money out of. Again, I think it's old technology, it's clunky. I just don't think that it's going to do very well. Just my humble opinion. I hold one Litecoin. And that was because somebody told me that it was going to be life-changing. So as a joke, I bought one, which is what they told me to buy. But ultimately, I'm never buying any more. Litecoin is down 7.42% at $97.20, ranked 22nd by market cap. So yeah, just a project that is not for me. Moving on, and we've got Bitcoin Cash. Again, another project that I just don't get the need for it. So I'm out. Currently ranked 23rd by market cap, $274.49, down 8.07% at the time of recording. And ultimately, yeah, just another project that just isn't for me. So those are the 5 projects that I'm going to call out. I really want to be clear, and I don't want people suing me, right? Like, I'm not saying that these projects are going to fail. What I am saying is I just don't think the chances of success is high in comparison to other projects in the space. This is purely speculation, purely my opinion, and my opinion only. And time will tell whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong. But ultimately, these are things that I've seen with my own eyes, my experience in the space. I'm not liking what I'm seeing from these projects, and ultimately time will tell whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong. Hopefully I am wrong and they all do really well for all the people that are invested in them. But if you're invested in these projects, I would research them thoroughly. There's lots of influencers that have pushed a lot of these projects. I would research them, I would look into them in depth, and I would make sure that I'm still comfortable today with the investment decisions that I've made, even if I'm down a significant amount. Just my opinion. I hope today's video was useful, educational, meaningful, and you got something from it. If you did, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.